Welcome to Accelerating Success. Today's training will focus on the instructional video and the think tank, two of our resources. They can be found by going to the science drop-down menu. You're going to see options for science by fifth by topic, fourth by topic, third by topic, and our modules vertical alignment. When you go in fifth by topic, we're going to look at the physical science today and properties of matter. Underneath the properties of matter, you're going to see that we have our online modules, curriculum corner, instructional videos, vocab energizers. Each one of these have their own training videos, and I would suggest that you go and check those out. Today we're going to look at the instructional videos. These instructional videos are made by taking the standards and breaking them apart. And so when you think about the concept of mass, you don't just measure mass, you measure it and you compare it. And so we have videos on both. And they're really fun videos with me acting absolutely crazy, and the children love it. We call them scholars because they are scholars. They're little geniuses, and so we have those available for you. Now, you can use these in all kinds of different ways. There's going to be times where children are going to miss labs that you're not able to go back and repeat. You're going to get off into start prep time or test prep time. And before the test prep, you're going to need specific videos to go back and remind children of the hands-on learning investigations that you did off in your classroom. And so you don't want to pull the water out and all the items, but you can click on density and allow me to break that down for the children in a very fun and entertaining way. Some teachers will flip classrooms towards the end of the year. There's just all kinds of different ways that you can use these. Let your creativity flow. We have a lot of those for physical, a lot of those for earth, and a few of them for life science. Now we also have our think tank that can be used as an intervention resource. This is one of our most popular resources. The think tank is a resource that functions on helping to teach children how to think. Yes, how many times have we sat off in a classroom and we would say they don't know how to think? And so what we're going to do is we're actually going to teach them how to think. And so we have 1, 2, 3 of those. We're actually going to focus on this one down here at the bottom for today. This was actually a tested question. You're going to notice that the pictures are hard to understand. There was way too much text, and even how they represented the answer choices, that's kind of difficult for children to process. As always, we have the text-to-speech over there if you need it, but so you're going to see that this is called putting it all together. If we scroll back up to the top, of course, we're going to have a learning about interactions, teaches you how to do the different things, teaching children how to annotate in their journal, but ultimately here's where we jump into it. Don't forget your volume. At the bottom, you can turn that off and on, and that you have the option to come right here and to go full screen. So, what is the use of this tool? Now, remember, this is the question that we have in our mind. We're going to break it all the way back to the tool that was used in the question. Do the children understand that this tool is even called a balance? Can we get to that level? And so once we submit the answers on the online modules, we reward with music. On the think tanks, we reward them a little bit differently.
He was going to high school.
Oh, let's try that one more time.
Why did the boy bring the ladder to school? He was going to high school.
Yes, we reward them with corny dad jokes, and they love it. All right, so we're going to begin off with what is a balance, but we can't stay there. So now we're going to ask them, do they know that a balance compares mass? And we're going to hit them with another corny dad joke if they get it correct. Then we're going to move on, and now we're going to ask them, without all the text at the top, without the 4 different balances, can they just analyze and process these 2 balances together? Can they get you to the correct answer if we only brought it down to 2 balances instead of 4? So now we're teaching them how to chunk their thinking. And then we're going to give them the other 2, and we're going to ask them to do the same thing. And then after that, we're going to bring them back here, and we're going to have them to analyze this. But now they're going to talk us through, every time you make a move, what did you see on those balances that made you make that move? Why did you move M above P or P below M? Like, what was it that you saw that made you think that that had a greater mass or a less mass based on what these balances are representing? And so we're going to take them from what is the tool, how does it work, chunking it into smaller pieces, and then after all of that, can we process it without the text? Now, let's put it all together and see if the children can read the actual question, look at the actual balances all together, and get the answer correct in this very difficult format. And we call that the think tank. And so we would begin again. We're going to put it all together. And once again, we're going to break it down based on the different components of what the children would need to know. And that is our think tank. As always, we've got 4 of these for properties of matter, and we've got lots more for the other contents. This is a 5th grade resource because this is connected to the testing. So this is a 5th grade only resource that can be used in a bunch of different ways. As always, if you have more questions, you can always check our site guide. Our site guide is going to be a valuable tool for all kinds of really important questions about what is accelerating success, how does it work with data, if you're using a teacher subscription, what does that look like? Even the student logins, just a bunch of different questions that you can ask. You can look at the online modules, Think Tank, the Curriculum Corner, and then we have our vocabulary reinforcement and our vocabulary energizers. And so those are all wonderful tools
What
that you
does
can use
accelerating success offer?
that are found off in the site guide. As always, thank you so much for sitting off in this training, and thank you even more for joining the Accelerating Success family.